Hey, Scott Lara, president of militaryfairs.com, your one-stop shop for travel. If you're a member of the military, if you're a veteran like I am, or a family member of a military person, militaryfairs.com. Let's talk about travel advisories. Now, in the news over the last couple of weeks, you've heard about travel advisories to Jamaica, to the Bahamas, and I just read today something happened in Cancun. So let's just address the elephant in the room. Is it safe to travel? The answer is absolutely yes. If you were to ask me, hey Scott, hey what? You want to go on a trip to Nassau? You want to go on a trip to Cancun? You want to go on a trip to Jamaica? Do you want to go? I would in a heartbeat. Why? Because just like the town you live in, if it's Jacksonville, Chicago, Gary, Indiana, you know the places where to go and the places where not to go. And the one thing I've been trying to tell my audience is you have to be mindful of where you're going when you travel. Now, especially on cruises, you want to go through the cruise line, in my opinion, because the excursion companies have been vetted through the cruise line. And they probably work with these vendors for many years. And if it's snorkeling or if it's whale watching or whatever the event is, catamaran, these vendors have been vetted by the cruise line. And it's the same way with all-inclusive resorts. When I went to Vallarta Adventures, they're vetted by the resort. And so I went on a whale watching thing and went to an island. I've been on many excursions, both on cruises and at all-inclusive resorts. So I recommend to my audience that if you are going to do an excursion at an all-inclusive resort or on a cruise, go through the cruise line or the all-inclusive resort just for that extra peace of mind. Secondly, there was a news report the other day about two ladies getting off the ship in Freeport, and they just rented a cab, I guess, and they went to a resort, and there were some bad results of that. And, it's just sad that something bad would happen to anyone when they're on vacation, right? But, two women renting a cab in Freeport, that's just got red flags written all over it because you're in a different area. And granted, you want to be with 6, 8, or 10 other people. But my daughter always used to tell me, go out in groups. You're safer in groups. And that is precisely right. Because when you're away from home, you want to be safe, right? And so going with a group of people, and that's why I say go on an excursion, because chances are, like on the excursions I've been on, the one at Puerto Vallarta, the ones and the other places I've been, it's been 10, 12, 15 other people. They put you on a bus, they put your life jackets on, and you do things. And so the point of all this and what I want to kind of share with you today was, yes, be aware of these travel advisories that are out there. They're issued by the State Department. Jamaica, the Bahamas. I don't believe there's currently one for Mexico, but this news article I read today, just another example of violence going on there. However, when you look at my hometown, I live 40 miles west of Chicago when I was growing up. You look at the violence there in Chicago every weekend. You look at the violence in New York, Jacksonville. No matter where in the U.S., there's areas of town that are less safe than others. And you want to be aware of that because you want to protect yourself, your family, and your kids. So leaving on a positive note, when you travel, just be mindful of where you are, where you're going, and go in a group. If you have any questions, you can email me directly, scott@militaryfairs.com. And enjoy your summer. Get out there and travel. Have fun. Build those memories. I have friends that are in Colorado right now skiing. I know people that are going to be going on a cruise the end of March. I know people who are out there traveling. My wife and I travel. We just came off the Icon of the Seas a couple weeks ago. We had a great time. And that was Coco Cay. You just get off. That's a private island. And that was fun. Private islands are safe, for the most part. It's the people just from the cruise ship. And again, you got to be mindful. You don't want to be out there getting drunk or putting yourself in bad situations. But it's just, what it is? It's common sense is what it is. Just using common sense. Don't let your guard down. Another thing I want to touch on real quick too while I've got you One of my friends in the travel media was mentioning about adults who go on these shore excursions and leave their kids in the kids club on the ship. And I would never do that myself. If Marty and I had the grandkids wherever, Cancun, or we were in Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Martinique, St. Bart's, we would never leave the kids on the ship while we went on a shore excursion, because number one, if something happened on the shore excursion, who's going to take care of the kids? Number two, we don't want to put the cruise line or an all-inclusive resort in that position, that liability position of watching the kids while we're kind of out of pocket. And so I personally would never do that, and that's something you want to think about too. If you have your kids or grandkids, really think that through. If you want to go on a shore excursion without the kids and just leave them in the kids club, that's probably, in my opinion, not the best thing to do. But I can tell you, my two grandsons that are 6 and 4, they love the kids club on the Carnival Liberty. We took them there often because that's where they wanted to be. They were able to do activities. They were able to have fun with other kids. And it was a real cool experience for them. And of course, it gave my wife and I and their parents an opportunity to, be at the Serenity Deck or just hang out, go to the spa, whatever, and gives the kids a break. And of course, the kids loved it. The only thing about Carnival, I just wish the kids club was open longer, especially like during lunch hour and dinner. But again, I understand why it's not, because with all these kids' allergies nowadays, they don't want to feed the kids at lunchtime and dinner time. Oh no, I had a peanut, now my throat's closing up. So I get that part. And of course, the staff on the ship in the kids club need a break as well. But the kids love the kids club on the Carnival Liberty. And the next time we go with the grandkids and my daughter and son-in-law, definitely be taking advantage of that, because it's a great opportunity. And yeah, it costs extra if you're gonna, 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m. if you're gonna go out to the casino or something. I think they charge extra for that. And you gotta just check with the cruise line. And the really last thing I'll say is sign your kids up for the kids club early. If you book your cruise a month, 2 months, 3 months in advance, do that on the app, whatever cruise line you're on. Sign them up for the kids club so that it really makes it a whole lot easier. You go there, you see the staff, you get their wristbands, and it's pretty much on autopilot. Scott Lehrer, thecruisegenius.com, president of militaryfairs.com. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave the comments below. Any questions, leave in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And if you want to email me, Scott at militaryfairs.com.